I know you've got a great fan base on your social media. You stay so positive and upbeat. So I got to ask, what is the secret? Is it the stickers on the locker or the lollipop?
Oh man, a little bit of both. I get so excited. The crappy part is, sorry, I don't know if I can say crappy on here. I get so excited about my locker sticker every day, but I only get it twice a week because it's only when I go to my strength and conditioning gym. And the lollipops, I don't even eat them. I just look at them, and I wanted this lolly tree so bad that my boyfriend got it for me for my birthday, and now like all I think about is eating them when I'm done. I brought 4 of them. I brought 4 of them for after weigh-ins.
What's going to be the first flavor?
Oh, cotton candy, easy, and then pina colada.
So you and your opponent, Michelle, go way back to a show called Fight Girls. Did you ever think back then that you guys would be fighting each other on a main card in the UFC?
I definitely didn't think I would be fighting her in the UFC. At that time, I didn't even fight MMA. I always wanted to fight her, though, and I tried to fight her Muay Thai, like, since the show, and it never happened. And then I tried to fight her my first MMA fight, because when we were on the show, she had already been fighting MMA, and I was just a kickboxer at the time. But I think sometimes it's like the anticipation now is so good and so built up because that was like 11 years ago. And it's like everything kind of comes full circle, and it's like it had to happen at, sometime sooner or later.
So what was your transition to MMA like? Like, what made you want to get in a cage and fight someone?
Well, when I was on the show Fight Girls, Gina Carano was she was my coach. And so I was around her, after the show. We were still friends. So I went over with her. She trained at Extreme Couture with Randy Couture, and then on the show I was also with, Brandon Vera, which is Carrie Vera's husband. And so I was just around the MMA. And then I hosted a local show called Combat Wire, and so I got to interview all the local MMA fighters. So I was just in that scene, and I realized that if I wanted to continue to be in the sport and make money, and I kind of had to go with MMA because that's where all the opportunities were. So I transitioned, and it was hard at first because I already had like 30 kickboxing fights. So in my mind, all I wanted to do was, like, for me, a fighter, I'm like, oh, I'm a fighter. We're going to fight, and we're going to punch each other, and we're going to kick each other, and that's that. And then my very first fight, like, all the girl wanted to do was just hug me, not even like really wrestle. I just felt like I was in a hugging match, and I broke her eye socket and her jaw, and she ended up winning a split decision. And I was like, I don't get it. I just beat her up. Isn't this fighting? How did she beat me?
So I'll end with this. Women's MMA is obviously on the rise, but still got a long way to go. What would you say to young girls out there looking to get into the sport?
I'd say get into it for the right reasons. Get into it because you love, fighting, or because you want to love fighting. You have a drive for competition, for, bettering yourself, just as an athlete. Like, doing something that, like, is good for your body is also good for your, your mind and your soul. So do it for those reasons. Don't do it because you just want fame and fortune, because, it can come, but it's not, like, for me, when I started fighting, there was no opportunities for women to even be in the UFC. So you really had to just fight because you loved it. And I think that when you're doing something you love, like, everything else just kind of falls into place. So I'd say don't do it if you really don't love it.
Thank you so much. Good luck.